Welcome back to our Route 66 adventure. This time we're travelling through the land of enchantment, New Mexico. It's packed with neon lights, historic motels, quirky stops and unforgettable stories.
Exactly, Sally. We are covering some of the most iconic places today and adding a few surprises along the way. Let's dive into this leg of our journey down Route 66. Our first stop in New Mexico was the famous El Rancho Hotel in Gallup, where we stayed the night.
This place has serious Hollywood history, built in 1936 by R.E. Griffith, brother of D.W. Griffith. It became a hub for stars filming westerns in Gallup. John Wayne, Ronald Reagan and Katharine Hepburn, just to name a few, stayed here whilst filming nearby.
And El Rancho has kept its rustic, Wild West charm alive. The lobby feels like a film set with its massive fireplaces, wooden beams and all the signed celebrity photos on the walls. We could have almost pictured the stars hanging out here after a long day of filming.
The next morning we planned to start our day with breakfast at the Wow Diner, but it was closed.
Yeah, not what we were expecting, so we headed to the El Rancho Café and yep, you guessed it, it was also closed.
It turns out that some small town diners can be unpredictable, but hey, it's all part of the adventure, right? Our next stop was at the Grant's Drive-In photo op sign, a perfect spot to snap a quick picture to capture that retro Route 66 spirit.
Grant's, once a booming mining town, has seen better days. As we drove through, we noticed a lot of closed motels. The uranium mining industry had a major impact here, but when it ended, so did a lot of the town's businesses. Many motels couldn't survive without the traffic from the industry.
It's like driving through a ghost town in some places, but the old signs and motels still stand as reminders of the golden age of Route 66.
We got a chance to drive on a stretch of the original Route 66. This was right along the highway. It's amazing how past and present blend together here.
At one point we had to drive under the highway to stay on the old route. You don't get that on modern interstates. It really felt like we were following in the footsteps of early road trippers.
The old road had such a different feel. It was smaller, quieter, and with so much more character than the highway zooming past you, just a few feet away.
Our next stop was the old Whiting Brothers sign. Whiting Brothers was once a chain of gas stations and motels that dotted Route 66, known for their bright, eye-catching signs and low prices. Now only a few signs remain, but they're iconic reminders of how much competition there once was for travellers' attention.
It was like a time capsule, frozen in the moment where the road trips were a brand new way to travel.
We also visited the Rio Puerco Bridge, built in 1933 and used until 1999. At over 250 feet long, the Steel Truss Bridge was a key crossing for Route 66 traffic. Today it's closed to cars, but we got to walk across it and take in the views of the surrounding desert. Then we rolled into Albuquerque and checked into the Dorado Motel, which originally opened in 1937. This place is a Route 66 legend.
It's one of the few motels from the 1930s still standing, thanks to a major restoration project. It's closed in 2005 and faced demolition, but the city saved it and restored it, reopening in 2018. Now it's a blend of classic Route 66 nostalgia and modern style.
They've even kept the original neon sign, and the rooms have that perfect mix of retro decor and modern comforts. Staying here was like being transported back to the 1940s, but with Wi-Fi.
For dinner, we found a local Mexican restaurant. We had no idea what we were ordering, but it was some of the best Mexican food we have had on the trip. Sometimes taking a chance on the menu totally pays off.
We couldn't leave Albuquerque without visiting the Doghouse. Famous for its appearance in Breaking Bad, the neon sign was just as cool in person as it is on TV.
It's crazy how much of Albuquerque is tied into that show. Everywhere we went, there were nods to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
After that, we experienced the musical highway. If you drive at exactly 45 miles an hour over the special grooves in the road, it plays America the Beautiful.
It's It's a short stretch, but totally worth it, especially if you hit the right speed and hear the full tune. It's such a unique road trip moment and so fitting for Route 66.
We passed through Santa Rosa, which is famous for its blue hole, a natural 80-foot deep swimming hole. It's super popular with divers, but we didn't have time to take a dip.
Our real destination was Tucumcari, a town full of Route 66 nostalgia. And we stayed at the iconic Blue Swallow.
This motel opened in 1939 and is one of the most photographed stops on Route 66. The neon sign, vintage cars parked out front, and old-fashioned motor court rooms give it that authentic 1940s vibe. The current owners have restored it beautifully down to the tiniest details like original rotary phones.
It's a labour of love for sure. Staying here really felt like being a part of Route 66 living history.
Now I couldn't resist playing a little prank on Mandy, so I took her to Ken's ice cream shop, which was completely empty.
Yeah, not my favourite moment of the trip. I was all excited for ice cream and this place was totally deserted, not even a cone.
But what Tucumcari lacks in ice cream, it makes up for in neon. At night, all the neon signs light up and the town looks like a scene from the 1950s.
Tucumcari's neon signs are famous. Some of them inspired scenes in Pixar's Cars. It's like the town itself has become a tribute to the golden age of the Route 66 road trips.
The next morning we hit the road again, driving past massive wind farms as we left New Mexico behind.
Don't go too far. Our adventure continues in Texas in the next episode. Wait till you see what we've got in store.
Until next time.